I'd now like to invite our next speaker. He heads the Ministry of Housing and Water, the Honorable Collin Croal. Please help me to welcome him.
Thank you very much, P.S. Andreali, Honorable Prime Minister, Retired Brigadier Mark Phillips, colleague ministers Kwame McCoy, Susan Rodriguez, the chairman of the Board of Central Housing and Planning Authority, program heads and led by the Director of Operations from Central Housing and Planning Authority, Chairman of the Private Sector, Mr. Komal Singh, the President or the head of the New Amsterdam Chamber of Commerce, representative from the many Chamber of Commerces across the country, from the banks, private sector in general, and special mention inclusive the Women Chamber of Commerce, special invitees, members of the media. On behalf of the Ministry of Housing and Water, through the Central Housing and Planning Authority, it gives me great pleasure to join you this evening and to welcome you to our much anticipated launch of Building Expo 2023. And as shown behind me, the theme, this year's theme, Building for All. Under this one umbrella called One Guyana, but at the same time, many opportunities abound. And so when we met, we have a team, and that's how we work at housing. So sometimes people ask how we are able to move so quickly and getting things done there, is that we have a team, and when we were thinking and toying on the idea of this year's theme, we came up with this. And so this is opportune, and it captures, by and large, your government's commitment to what is considered now a dynamic infrastructure environment, a booming housing sector, as well as the promise for creating new opportunities. And so opportunities for investments in home building, for the contractors in general, for whom we do not have enough in this country, and for the workers. We do not have enough persons in the construction sector, and that's a fact. And so after enjoying last year, Building Expo, we are back at it again, and has been said by all the prior speakers, with Building Expo is an anticipated activity on the national calendar. We are able, therefore, and looking forward to showcasing the diversity of this sector. And so this we can consider it a national event, will showcase innovation, new products, critical to ensuring that the progress and the development trajectory continues and continues rapidly. So in collaboration with key stakeholders within this industry, and they all can tell you their experiences last year, it paid great dividends our last expo. So the private sector partnership is critical in moving forward. And only today, I had the opportunity to engage the private sector on their invitation to be updated as what is happening in this sector. because what we do and the success is not only on the back of the government's input, but also on what takes place in the private sector. So last year we saw close to about 100 local exhibitors and many new entrants to the market who were able to showcase their service, their product in this sector. And we are therefore looking forward, similarly, to the amount of persons applying again to showcase and to be part of our expo already, knowing that we are launching today. 30 companies over the last 8 hours have already indicated their interest, even before launching tonight. And that can tell you the interest that is there. And tonight, on my right, we have the booth available that for those of you who are here, that you can engage our secretariat team. And at the end of this activity, the permanent secretary will announce also how you can make contact with our secretariat. And more importantly, you can also engage us online or be updated from our website. So we are gathered here for this launch, which is worth experiencing. And therefore, last year, you recall, which was held in July, we held the last Building Expo under the theme, A New Frontier for Building, One Guyana. So now that we've opened that frontier, having resumed the Building Expo, we are going to be providing you the opportunities. So exhibitors, patrons, you will be able to enjoy sublime experience. We intend to ensure that the interactions are result-driven and that opportunities for sales are fully explored and that home builders are also fully benefiting from the interventions that at the end of the day, as was said by the board chairman, can catalyst from not just an allocation, but simply for home ownership. And I can guarantee you, therefore, there will be new opportunities for all of us. We are witnessing in the infrastructure sector the transformation that is taking place across our country. Only this year, earlier this year, Central Housing and Planning through the CHPA, we signed commitments or contracts for infrastructure for first phase infrastructure, which will mean the roads, the drainage, the lighting, the water networking, culverts, etc. About $56.4 billion committed contracts for development of new areas as well as opening of new access roads across our country. We also, for example, we have commenced work here for the expansion of the 4-lane, which will now move from Great Diamond, that you see the work is ongoing there, and the extension that goes to the back of what is called the Old Diamond. That is the extension we've done. We have commenced work for the next extension, which will take it from Diamond to Craig, coming out somewhere in the vicinity of Busby Dam. Very shortly, we will have the tenders going out for that extension. And so you will realize, while we are anticipating the completion of the current 4-lane that is from, well, we have the first phase to Eccles, from Eccles to Great Diamond, which will be complete very soon. We are already looking forward to further extensions. And so, like Minister Rodriguez, I want to publicly thank our President, His Excellency President Ali, who unfortunately could not be here tonight, and I'll let us secret out the bag. In fact, We were going to launch last night, and it was on our request to have his presence. It was shifted to today. Unfortunately, you know, the president has been on the go. Just came out from Canada, straight to Trinidad, to the CARICOM heads of government, back to Guyana, engaging yesterday, and then today you'll see him all day. So the president has been on the go, but we are ably and aptly represented by our Honorable Prime Minister, who is well fitted and ready for the task ahead, because I hope he's getting ready for the month of August, when we will all have to walk the booths. And I can tell you this, you will not be able to complete visiting every booth and engage the exhibitors if you are really interested in learning more or for the information being provided. You will not be able to do this on one day. I can guarantee you that. And so much as like the harmony that you see of interventions and policies that I've just mentioned to you, so too will this expo be. Dynamic, useful, exciting, and ultimately spectacular. In that spirit, I extend to all of you a warm welcome. To every potential exhibitor, we ask for your support. It is critical to the success of this event. The team here at our Ministry and Central Housing and Planning Authority, always ready to provide the necessary assistance you may need, and we have the Secretariat staff who will be responsible to engage you. So do not hesitate to reach out to us. I'm excited about what is to come. I'm sure all of you cannot wait for August 24th. And we have also taken into consideration the reviews from last year. And so one of the change we will have is that we, as I said, we also want this to be informative. It's not only about a sales pitch, or it's not only about an exhibitor showcasing what they are selling, but it's also providing an opportunity for us to discuss relevant topics. So there is going to be, and it's going to be structured in the afternoon going into the evening. The last time I think we had it starting in the morning, so we didn't necessarily didn't do justice to the persons who would have prepared their presentations. So we'll have relevant topics being presented to this sector and responding to the times. And so topics such as how can one enhance our infrastructure, provide new ideas, at the same time looking at keeping the costs minimal. And that is why you have found that for us, where we don't always only allocate house lots, it's also about building houses. And already in a short period of time, since we were in office, we have under construction or completed over 2,000 houses in various categories. So we have handed over 620 houses to beneficiaries who are living in those houses. We have maybe another 1,500 that is under construction or nearing completion. But all will tell you the cost for the various categories of houses, we have been able to keep those costs at constant variable, notwithstanding the external challenges the construction sector faced in terms of shortage of materials at one time, as well as from the domino effect coming out of the COVID period, where you had increase in the cost of materials. And our houses, as in keeping with our theme, that speaks about many opportunities, but also when we're talking about one Guyana and for all, is to have all categories of persons catered for. So no one is left behind based on your income or what you can afford. We have various categories of houses that you can apply for. And so similarly, the opportunity is there for those who will also be constructing, because since we're in office, we have to date allocated over 23,500 house lots. But of those 23,500, approximately 15,000 of those are persons who have been shown their lot or have access to their lot. So that tells you it's about, since we were in office, realistically, there are about 15,000 potential homeowners who are looking to the construction sector, who are looking to contractors, who are looking to suppliers for various products they may offer that will have them being creative in their own construction. But as I said again, we want you to be innovative, because affordability also has to be a variable always on the table. So once again, thank you all for coming out here this evening. Exciting times ahead. We have announced for the 24th to the 27th of August, but we have reserved a day if we receive overwhelming response, and if the exhibitors themselves do request any extension, we have reserved a day for that period. And our country for the rest of the year can look forward to many activities very soon. For example, sports-wise, we have the hosting of India, then you go into our Building Expo, then you go into CPL, and you go into other national activities throughout the year that one can look forward to, in both for entertainment and for your own development as our country moves forward, and as our country moves forward rapidly, that I don't think sometimes persons are coping with the transformation, the quickness of our transformation, and likewise the way how we will have to do business. And so today I was explaining to the private sector the updated, we have just completed the work at the Parliamentary Special Select Committee, which will now be laid in well, not laid, but the reworked bill will then be laid in Parliament at the next sitting for passage immediately, of what the electronic single window will do for Guyana, because everyone will benefit from this simple legislation, but dynamic, simply because the way how we do business also have variable on the construction sector. It has variable on planning. It has variable because time is money. And so in all of this is to ensure that you have a rapid, a quick response and a quick turnaround and a time bound in decision making, and at the same time holding all of us at decision makers level accountable to bring predictability to decision making. Welcome and thank you very much.